Hey guys, Sean Lentz here from Appalachian DIY, and today I'm going to show you guys how to replace your stock felling spikes or dogs with West Coast saw felling spikes. So the main reason that I wanted to change out my stock spikes for these West Coast saw ones is that these are so short. When you're down at the ground and you're cutting the rest of a trunk off or something, it's either my brake or my handle is getting in the way and I just can't get into the trunk, especially when it slopes off like this. And I don't have a second spike out here on my cover, so getting a grip sometimes is extremely difficult. So that's why I went with the double spike, and these are a lot longer also. So a little bit about these West Coast ones. The thickness on them is 1/10 of an inch or 12 gauge. And the stock one in comparison is 8/100ths of an inch or 12 gauge. So you're getting 12 gauge to 14. It's just 1 gauge up, but it is a really big difference in how heavy duty these are. And for the length, we're measuring from the back of the holes here where they attach onto the saw out to the longest spike on this West Coast saw, and that is 3¼ inches. And on our stock dog, it is 1¼ inches. So you're gaining 2 inches in length or reach with these dogs. So that is really good, and that's exactly what I need from them. So for starters, all we're going to do is take off our outer cover. And we'll work on our inner saw first, and we'll do the outside last. These are specific to which ones you're going to be using. The one that goes on the outside is this one right here. It has the ones, the ears that are closer together. The one that goes on the saw, they are further apart. And these two will go down towards the bottom like this. The first thing that we're going to do is remove these 2 screws to remove our stock felling dog, and they are T27. We're also going to be replacing the chain catcher on this, so we can go ahead and take that off also. We can just go ahead and use the exact same hardware that was on the stock felling spike, and just go ahead and put these back in. Since these are plastic, what I like to do is just back them up until I feel the thread fall into place, and then just get them started, because the way these are, these will just bite right back in and start a new thread pattern, which I don't want. Now what we can do is we can focus on getting this last dog spike in. As you can see here, this is just your standard cover. On a lot of higher models than the 291 that I have here, you'll see these recesses in the plate cover for these ears to sit in. This one doesn't have it, but we can still do it. On the back side of our cover, we pop these guides off. You can see here there's still a place that we can go ahead and put our screws and our holes through. What we need to do now is drill out our holes for our screws to go through, and you can see right here in this hex pocket that there is a little indentation in the middle. That is the dead center. So you can just place your drill bit into there and just send it through. So you can see here that the hole is nice and centered in there. There's the front side. And then we'll just do our second hole right here. There we go, there's our 2 holes. That's what it looks like on the front. And what we're using for a drill bit is a 13/64. That just allows the nut to easily just pass through. You can still see that we have a really tight clearance still, so that'll hold it in there really nice. Now we can go ahead and put our dog spike on the outside cover. We have a lock nut. Let's go ahead and tighten that down. And then our top screw lines up perfectly. So there you go, there is the outside case all finished up. That's what it looks like on the inside. The next thing that we'll do is we'll put our chain catcher on here, and that's this little kit here. We just put this bar in here. We have another nylon nut. You'll notice on this roller bar that there is an indent right here. And when we put our roller on, it may be hard to see, but that indent is right above there. And we'll put that little tiny lock ring on there. Alright, lock rings in. Alright guys, so that wraps this up. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It makes these stock dog spikes look like garbage. They're so much thinner. These are nice and robust with the long spikes. The only thing that you guys need to realize with running these spikes is that you're going to actually lose some bar length. I was running an 18-inch on this, so I moved up to a 20-inch bar, and that's what I'm going to be running on this now, because you're going to be losing 2 inches, remember, with this longer spike on here. Other than that, my only complaint isn't really with the spikes, it's with the hardware kit that this came with. It came with, I believe, if you have a side cover that has the recessed for these ears, these bolts will fit perfectly. On mine, however, the bolts aren't long enough to engage the nylon washer in our lock nut, and I just need to go out and buy other ones. For the inside, mine are coarse thread. The ones that came with the kit are machine thread. So I didn't really need to buy the hardware kit. I could have just went out and got something from the hardware store to attach this outside plate. The inside one, I don't know if you guys have actual nut inserts on your saw for that machine thread, but I don't. It's plastic, and I just have the coarse thread, so I use my stock ones. So other than that, I'm really excited to see how these turn out. If I have a review, it'll be up here on a card in the corner. You can go ahead and check that out. But high hopes for this. I'm pretty impressed with it so far, just in how it was built and made. So we'll see. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and head over to Appalachian DIY for more videos. Thanks again, guys, and I hope to see you next time.